Okay, you're at the Watchman Way, June 27th, 2020, in our new temporary studios, Scottsdale, Arizona. Um, Brief announcement. I am looking for a cheap room to rent in the Phoenix area. If anybody knows of anything, please message me. Again, something for a month or two, a room to rent in the Phoenix area. If anybody has any leads, please message me. If I can't find something in Phoenix, I'm probably going to head to Idaho next week. So we'll see how it plays out. God is in charge right now. We're in a fluid situation. I'm expecting something big to happen here next week, so I'd like to kind of hang around Phoenix for another week, at least, just to kind of see how this thing breaks. Something's coming, guys, the first couple of weeks of July. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit about a post, a quote I put out earlier today. Basically, it was, we weren't meant just to survive, but to thrive, fly, soar, excel. And I was just curious how many members understand what I'm talking about there. We For us to grow, for us to ascend, to grow spiritually, especially to grow intellectually, you can't do it when you're in survival mode. And if you notice, that's how the globalists try and keep us. Look what's happened. A good example is what the Democrats have done to the black communities across America. You know, they give them just enough to keep them fed, and nothing more. So they're barely getting by. They can't even think about growing because you can't do it. You know, when you're constantly just worried about your next meal, your next paycheck, it doesn't give you time to think outside the box, to let your mind go, to think great thoughts. This is not an accident that it happens this way. They've been trying to stifle us for thousands of years. It's all part of the globalist agenda. I mean, just look at Common Core. Jesus. Oh boy. I'm not going there today. We're going to have a nice, calm evening tonight. I'm not going to get wound up. So I'm going to move on. Anyway, that's what that was about. It's about, how they try to control us and why we're headed in a new direction and how much better the world's going to be because of it. We're going to have the resources. We're going to have the time. And then the inclination to make a better world. And it's happening already, guys. We're already in the middle of it. This is, I keep saying, we all need to stop every once in a while, at least once a week. I'm doing it once a day now. I'm taking at least a couple hours a day and just meditating and listening to music. Try it. Try just taking some time to let your mind go. You'll be amazed at how much better you feel and how much more you're going to have to share, right? And I think help you with our mission, red pilling and preparing. Thinking outside the box. How do we get to more people? And again, even though time is short, we have to keep pushing. Remember, guys, that's our number one job, no matter what. Red pill and prepare, all the way to the end. And in my mind, we've got at least a couple of weeks left. Could be longer. Doesn't make any difference. It's all happening. Anybody that doesn't see that the swamp is draining, that the economy is collapsing, that the pedophiles are being exposed, if you don't see any of that, please contact me. Please message me, and I'll get you the information, because it doesn't take very long on the internet to hunt this stuff down. It's all over out there. I'm actually, I just saw some pictures from the Frazzle Drip movie video on Facebook today. We had I'm not sure if I think she is a new member. Posted a picture and kind of a description of what it was, and yeah, something like that, even a month ago, wouldn't have been up 5 minutes. Wouldn't have been up 5 minutes, and it's still up as far as I know. It was up for hours. I shared it a couple of times, I think. It's changing, guys. I'm noticing. It seems like less interference from Facebook. It was to the point where, I always try and tag good post with the Watchman, right? Where we go one, we go all, and then our websites. I try to get that on every post I see that we agree with, that's on the right track. I try and support that post. Up until a couple of days ago, they were only letting me do it maybe a quarter of the day, and then they'd shut me down, and they wouldn't allow me to add on our websites. And that's changed the last couple of days. It just makes me think, guys, something big is coming. It has to happen sometime. When you look at, the 4th of July last year, when you look at kind of everything that's converging right now, we've got a timetable with the election. We've got a lot of chatter about arrest and executions. It's all over the internet. Everybody's heard the rumors about Obama, about Michael, about Hanks and his wife, Oprah, Ellen. Oh, God, a country singer, Joe Diffie, I think. I don't know where that came from. That was out of left field. It just goes to show how deep they have their tentacles. This goes down quite a few levels. It's not just the elite in Hollywood. This goes deep. Like I keep saying, there's going to be thousands, I think, that are executed when this is all said and done. They're arresting 50,000 people worldwide. 170,000 plus in America alone, and then I'm sorry, 500,000 worldwide, 500,000 worldwide, and 170,000 in America. That's what they're going to arrest here. I think is going on right now. Again, even though it's real, even though it may have happened, and I'm not saying 100% that it has, I think some of it has, it doesn't make any difference until President Trump announces it on national TV or Barr does. Doesn't make any difference. It hasn't happened as far as we're concerned, as far as for practical purposes, as far as our first finish line. We don't hit that finish line until it's announced by President Trump or Barr. That's when we know it's real. That's when it's real to the world, right? I think there's no question in my mind. A lot of these people have been arrested already. I think some of them have been executed already. Remember, that's the reason that they went to military tribunals. Two things. You see, typically, especially with these big defendants with a lot of money, these trials can drag out for a year. Not with a military tribunal. I don't care who you are. You're a former president, you're probably a week maximum is going to be your trial. And then when the judge sentences you, if it's death, if it's execution, there's no appeal. They march you out of the courtroom and they execute you right then. I think a lot of those executions have already happened. But again, until President Trump or Barr announces it, we just keep doing what we're doing. Because nothing changes for us until that happens. Then you're going to see things move really quick. Then the economy, and they might do that at the same time. Because if President Trump announces that Obama or Clinton has been tried and executed for treason or murder, what do you think's going to happen to the economy then? It's over. So I think if he's going to do it, it's kind of going to be, and I've been saying this for over a year now, maybe two, that all of this, the three things, main things that God showed me: worldwide economy collapsing, worldwide swamp draining, satanic pedophiles being exposed and eradicated. Those three things, any one of them, you could argue would be the biggest event in human history. All three of those things are going to happen within a week or two of each other. Maybe the same day. Maybe we get the whole thing. It's like do it all at once. Just rip that Band-Aid off. I think it's the best way to do it, honestly. But I don't make those decisions. So we'll see how it plays out. U.S. confirms 40,000 virus cases 2 days in a row. It's just the flu. I don't give a shit what they announce. How many false positives? How many tens of thousands false positives are in there? This is a joke. It's the flu. Look at the mortality rates. I don't, this is, again, trying to make people fearful. It's fear porn. It's not reality. Look at the mortality rate. Relax, guys. This is the last thing we need to be worried about is this virus / flu. I think it's like 1/6 as deadly as the flu. 1/6. And the globalists brought down the worldwide economy because of it. And it's not because of it. It's because they wanted to take President Trump out. Not going to happen. I just saw an interesting article on Facebook, and it was what they did was they were, instead of a poll, what they did was they monitored Facebook, and they were looking at the number of likes that Biden got versus President Trump. Remember how I've been saying for a long time now that President Trump wins 2020 with 90% of the vote? Guess what? It was like 8% for Biden and 92% for President Trump. 90% guaranteed. If you're working on the election, you're wasting your time. I'm not saying don't vote. Everybody's going to vote. You're wasting your frickin' time. Red pill and prepare. If you want to do something useful for your fellow patriots. Red pill and prepare. If you don't have extra food, extra water, medical supplies, ammo, physical silver, and Litecoin, you're not awake and you're not prepared. If you're a patriot, this is what you need to do. Forget about the election. President Trump wins the election with 90% of the vote. I don't care what happens between now and then. And you're wasting your time if you're spending any time on the election. That's a fact. And I'm not going to get wound up today. Okay, moving along. Oh. Pence cancels campaign stops. Oh, and that was part of that post about the 40,000. The second line was Pence cancels campaign stops. And then I put blah, blah, blah. Pence canceled campaign stops. Like, we need Pence campaigning. Everybody, all the watchmen know Pence is a pedophile. May have already been executed. If not, he's a dead man walking. And I don't think that's Pence who's up in front of the cameras right now. I think it's a body double. Eat the rich. BLM invades Beverly Hills, and then the cops showed up. Isn't that funny? Yeah, you can tear up Philly or New York City or any other town you want to. But you go to Beverly Hills, the police are going to arrest you. Yeah, they arrested him in Beverly Hills. What a bunch of frauds, This is going to be so awesome, guys. We are so close to this. To see this bullshit ending. Amazing. This is amazing. I started to talk about taking the time to look at what we're doing here, to look at what's happening. They never believed we could pull this off. They were so arrogant. Acting superior, that we, the sheep, could take the wolves to slaughter. That's what's happening. Or the lions protecting the sheep are taking the wolves to slaughter. However you want to look at it, it's happening. This, I keep saying, man's greatest accomplishment, bar none. This is the greatest upset, maybe in the history of the universe. We might find that out too. I can't overstate the significance of what's happening right now, even though most people don't have a clue. You know, 6 months from now, like I keep saying, this will be analyzed for thousands of years. What's been going on, what we're doing here, what's happening in the world. And it's not just, the funny thing is, it's not just the world that's interested in this. Has anybody noticed the reported numbers of UFO sightings? They're here for a reason. They're watching what's happening in our world. This is a big deal, not just to Earth. This is a big deal to the universe. That's something else I think that a lot of Christians are going to be surprised about, that God is responsible for everything, not just Earth. And you know what that means? Aliens too. And there's not, you know, like anything you can look at. There's good and bad in everything. And we're going to find out the same thing about aliens. And they're real. The government knows they're real. That's one of the things that's going to come out. We actually have at least one treaty with at least one of the races. And there are many. It's all going to come out. As well as everything else. The technology, the medical advances, the things that have been withheld about our history, where we came from, who we are, all that's going to come out. It's going to be mind-blowing. Going to turn the world on its ear. All good. You know, we need to know the truth. It's not going to be what we expect. And that's why I keep saying, guys, you got to keep an open mind. You got to use your critical thinking skills. You got to use common sense and discernment. Because there are going to be a lot of things that aren't that big of a deal unless you're overly spiritually connected to some of these things. I know some people who think the aliens are devils. I don't get that. I don't understand. You know what? It doesn't compute with me. Like I said, yeah, I think some of them maybe could be, but there's also angels too. So anyway, and it's all going to come out. And the key is that the world has changed forever with what we're going through. Greatest transfer of wealth in human history. Man's greatest accomplishment, defeating this evil. 1,000 years of peace and prosperity, man's greatest age. Someone please tell me why everyone is running around like their hair's on fire. Because when I look at these things, that's what keeps me calm. It's dealing with all the jackasses that gets me fired up. And I'm just not going there. People have to make their own choices. You know, we can't force people. Well, we can't force people to take their red pills. Now, their red pills will be forced, but that's just going to be the nature of the world. You're not going to be able to hide from it. You know, it's like CNN running hour after hour after hour of hit jobs on President Trump. That's what's going to happen when we got honest reporting going on. The satanic pedophilia will be on the mainstream media 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, around the world. For months. You won't be able to get away from it. That's how you're going to get force-fed your red pill. Because, unless you move to a mountaintop with no connection to the world, you want to live your life like a hermit the rest of your life, you're not going to get away from it. You won't be able to stick your head in the sand anymore. Because everywhere you go, it's what people are going to be talking about. Just think about this. Think about the Pope torturing and murdering children. The Queen, Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Chelsea Clinton, Bush, all the Bushes, Obama, and his husband. Just that one. Think about that. They were rubbing our noses in it. How stupid we were that we would fall for this shit. But look how it's turning out. They are pissing their pants right now. They're not as cocky as they were a couple of months ago. They're scared. Look at I just saw a picture of Ellen. She looks like death warmed over. She hasn't had her adrenochrome in months. Look at the difference in the picture from like 3 months ago to today. It looks like she's on her deathbed. And she pretty much is. She knows she didn't have much time left. She's going to be executed. Oprah. Yep. Jimmy Kimmel. Look at all the people their shows are canceled for the summer. You think it's because of the virus? It's not. It's all going to come out. 90% of the evil in the world will be eradicated at the same time the way God's religion, the religion that God asked me to revive in January, and the Watchman, purest form of religion I know of, and I'm still challenging people, show me something better. They can't. No one's come forward. You can't knock it. It's the church that Jesus taught 2,000 years ago. It's a church that, there should be billions following the way today if things would have gone differently 2,000 years ago. The elite did not want the way because they couldn't control it. There's no way to control it. There's no hierarchy. There's no priest. There's no pope. We're all the church. Church is in all of us. We're all equal. There's no money train to the Vatican or a central location. Money goes from donors to the needy. Boom. No middleman. Nobody's taking a cut. 100%. From the donor to the needy. There's no way to corrupt this thing. Because how? Because there's no angle. It's pure. You keep it pure when you keep the money out of it. That's why I've never taken a penny. And I never will. Because I'm not going to have anybody question my motives. And look, not that people can't question it, but there's no, please show me. People do this because it's their calling, because it's the way they want to live their life. It's because they want to be a better person. If you want to be a better person, you're at the right place. The Watchman way. Do the right thing every time. Tell the truth every time. Live your life in the service of others. Treat others with respect. No violence unless it's in self-defense. Show me a downside. Show me how you could corrupt it. You can't. Anybody that preaches anything outside those tenets, that's not the way. You think in Islam, where you can stone your wife to death if she gets raped, not going to fly in the way. Where you can rape little boys, yeah, it's in the Quran. Or your goats. Are you freaking kidding me? Not going to go there. Not going to go there today. It's common sense. God showed me the Catholic Church coming down in 2020. The Pope is going to resign. The Catholic Church is coming down from the inside. At the same time, 90% of the evils eradicated from earth. Is it that hard to see the kind of world we're going to have? Heaven on earth is the best I can do to describe it. And I'm challenging you guys. Imagine right now what that would mean to you. Heaven on earth. Get a vision in your head. And then compare it to what happens in less than a year. None of us are going to do it justice. I honestly believe that. And don't misunderstand me. It's not going to be close to what heaven really is like, but it's going to be so much better than what we've had. I mean, multiples. I mean, you can't, like I said, you can't. There's going to be no comparison. It's going to be like living on a different planet in a different world, and it basically will be. There's going to be very little resemblance to what we have today, as far as the things we have to worry about. It's going to be something that once in history, in mankind's history, the changes are going to be so radical. If you got on a spaceship and left for 2 years and came back, you would not recognize the world that we have. How much better it is. And again, it's not going to be perfect. You know, we're human. We're going to make mistakes. But think of the difference when you have that mindset. You got the evil gone, 90% gone. The people that have been responsible for every war, every terrorist attack, school shooting, false flag, for 300 years are gone now. And we have people in masses that are living their lives in the service of others. Don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out it's going to be a lot better place. This is happening. And every day, if you're looking, you'll see evidence that this is happening. Don't be fearful. Focus on our job. Red pill and prepare. Don't get distracted by the sideshow going on. by the BLM, Antifa, rioting, looting, virus, crap. There's not going to be any significant second wave shutdown. I know they're trying to hedge and finagle and but when you look at the pushback now, kind of what President Trump wanted to happen is happening. I think we're going to see it play out over the next week or so. People are starting to stand up and say enough, like I talked about last night. We're going to see more pushback on these riots. It's not going well for George Soros and his clowns. I'm sticking to my call. By mid-July, 90% of this is done. I think that we could have a reset by then, or a collapsed economy. The swamp drained and announced. And the same thing with the pedophiles. We'll see how it plays out. Again, it's happening. The timing is the only question. And this is the timing that makes the most sense. When I look at the big picture, this is what makes the most sense. When you look at the election and the people involved and everything else. Mid-July, I think. We'll see. Yeah, and as far as the clown show with the BLM and Antifa, it's all for the cameras. It's all for effect. I think that they're kind of in the same boat that the globalists are. That they're kind of, they've used all their ammo. They got nothing left. I think they've remember, Barr just announced a couple of days ago 500 investigations already on Antifa. Don't just think those are the people that are rioting. A good chunk of those, and where they're putting even more emphasis and manpower is on the money flow, because they know they cut off the payments. You think these people really believe this crap? They don't believe it. They're looting to get a pair of tennis shoes or a TV, and they're getting paid by Soros. Well, guess what? When that money dries up and people start shooting at them, how much resolve do you think they're going to have? Not much. This is almost over. And especially, plus they're cracking out the 10-year sentences. So it's not looking very appealing. You know, it was really appealing for the last 8+ years, 10 years. Not looking real appealing right now to be on the BLM Antifa roster. They're being exposed and arrested. A lot of them are going to spend a lot of time in jail. Justice and the rule of law has returned to America. They're finding out the hard way. Let's see. Here we got some more. More fear porn. Disturbing parallel to HIV. Virus can cause depletion of important immune cells. Listen to the wording of this. New York Times admits. Wow. They admitted it. The New York Times. Really? The New York Times admits it? What a joke. But it's supposed to be dramatic. They admitted it. Yeah, this is a big secret. New York Times found out. A bunch of crap. It's still, I don't care whatever bullshit headlines they want to come out with. It's propaganda. The reality is, see, they don't have the facts on their side. So they've got to put in all this hype to get you worked up, to get you afraid. Because they can't talk about the mortality rates because it's less dangerous than the flu. That's the fact. Quit wearing your mask. There are going to be more people that get sick from wearing these damn masks than from the virus. Pleurisy. It causes pleurisy. You're breathing carbon monoxide? Dioxide. I don't know. You're breathing your body's waste when you're wearing a mask. And there's really no scientific evidence to prove that it's helping anything. It's not for your benefit. Again, they're trying to hurt you, not help you. Take your mask off. Time to be bold, guys. Not to cower. Lame fear porn. Only valid use. New York Times or the Washington Post. It's toilet paper. You buy that, guys. Well, no, don't buy that. Just buy your toilet paper. I don't want to give them any more money than they don't deserve anymore. Let them go down the drain like they deserve. Shut them down. They're going to be bankrupt here. Maybe before the election. They won't survive the year after the election. Newspapers are finished, archaic, and especially with this kind of management, are doomed. The Fed, now this again, another headline, the Fed is leading us into darkness. God says they're leading us into the light. They're trying to lead us into darkness, but it's not working. We want the economy to collapse. The economy has to collapse. There's no getting around it. It's a mathematical certainty. Better that President Trump controls it and declares a reset. Well, again, we'll see. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's what he wants to happen. But remember, the economy, the worldwide economy, no one controls as far as keeping it propped up. This thing could come down any day now. He wants to get it, I think, into July, and then I think he's going to declare a reset then. Maybe Nasara. We'll see. I'm not jumping on that bandwagon yet. It's a possibility. If it happens, it's icing on the cake. But if you're prepared, you don't need it. Extra food, extra water, medical supplies, ammo, physical silver, Litecoin. If you have those things, you're set. You're going to thrive. It's just going to be better if we have Nasara, because then the pension funds will be saved. And part of that deal is IRS is eliminated, and so are our taxes, income taxes. Done. That's all happening anyway. With Nasara or no Nasara, I think all those things are going to happen. I think the Fed's done. Income taxes are done. You might have some kind of a flat sales tax, whatever they decide. And honestly, if you take out all the corruption and theft and waste, we probably don't need income tax anymore. I keep saying, if we do things the right way, just what we would get from eliminating physical schools, if we went to a 100% online educational system, we'd probably save enough money. We wouldn't have to pay any taxes, and everybody could probably have health care. Educational. Currently know it. But just think about all these buildings, with teachers the ones who brainwashed our kids, another good reason to go to online education, 100%. It's uniform. It's what we need. If we're going to compete in the world today, it's embarrassing where we are. These teachers' unions, sorry. See ya. You don't produce, down the road. And, look where we're at in the world as far as our rating for our kids and the school systems. We used to be one in the world when I was a kid. Not anymore. I don't think we're in the top 30. It's embarrassing. Richest country in the world and one of the worst educational systems. That's not an accident either. Let's see. BuzzFeed reporter who got Zero Hedge banned on Twitter fired for plagiarism. Huh. How about that? It's a good headline. Minneapolis City Council members enjoy costly private security detail as they push to defund the police. I think they just had a vote 12-0 or something. Keep going. Music to my ears. And costing them thousands of Democrats every single day are leaving the Democratic Party because of crap like this. Democrats, for the most part, are moderates. None of them are so liberal. Well, very few of them. When you're not talking about that element out, that 3 to 5% of crazies. Do you think they are going for this crap? Their businesses have been burned too. They see what's going on, the lawlessness that's being allowed to run wild as a attack. These are all aimed at President Trump. This has nothing to do with statues or history or whatever garbage they want to spew about the reasons they're trying to destroy our country. We know why. They want a communist state. That's the liberal globalist agenda. That's their avenue to get what they want, is socialism. And we see why. Because first thing they're going to do, get rid of the Constitution. Then see how you like them. We know what they're about. They're showing their hand. That's why this has been so brilliant. Because President Trump let them expose themselves to their people. And their people aren't liking what they're seeing. All of a sudden, socialism doesn't look very appealing to middle-class mom and dad, soccer mom. She doesn't want to get pulled out of her minivan, on her way to the soccer game with a van load of kids. How do you think that looks to these people watching from the suburbs? Think they like to see this stuff on TV? It's killing them. Killing them. President Trump wins 2020 with 90% of the vote. I don't know how come people aren't getting this. I really don't. And as far as us, the conservatives, we need to understand that we can't have it both ways. As they are, tearing statues down, we've had conservatives and Christians want to ban books in school libraries and ban some music lyrics. Uh, to me, free speech means free speech. We don't have to listen to it. We don't have to listen to the radio stations that play it. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to having some kind of a rating system um, for music. Uh, but bottom line is, you don't like it, you don't have to listen. But we can't want to ban some things and then attack the left for wanting the same thing. We've got to understand that we've got to hold that line for maybe people that we don't agree with. I always use Nazis. I don't have anything in common with them. Don't agree with anything they stand for. But I'll defend their right to say what they got to say. That's what America's about. It's okay to have a differing opinion. You can't act on that if it's illegal. But as far as your thoughts and your speech, we've got to allow those things, or we just go down to their level. We can't say, well, you guys can't do it, but we can. So we have to understand that. And be ready to defend it. V-shaped recovery dies as commercial real estate bust accelerates. What do you think is going to happen with commercial? I've said we're going to see 80% reduction in real estate prices on, average homes. We're going to see a 90% reduction in real estate values of high-end homes, and commercial real estate is going to tank, and it's basically tanked. These shutdowns have basically destroyed commercial real estate. Nobody's paying the rent. Nobody can pay their rent. It's going to be devastating, but it's going to come right back. That's what they keep telling us. Not going to happen. And illicit raves across Europe are contributing to a revival in the virus. Yeah, that's the problem. It's the raves. They don't want you having fun. They don't want you in a good state of mind. This is all about, they're trying to get people in a depressed state. They want more suicides. Again, that's what they feed on. They feed on that fear and death. Don't fall for it. Don't play into their hand. Let's see. Oh, here's another one. It's not just the red states, and what they're again, I think this is very misleading. Like the red states are the ones that are mostly concerned about the second wave. Well, listen, if you're worried about the second wave, you're not a red state. You're a globalist state, because there's not a truly red, what I would consider red, patriot state. I wouldn't call them red, I would call them patriot. Because remember, it's globalist patriot now. There's no Democrat Republican anymore. That paradigm is long gone. You're either a patriot or you're a globalist. Just look at John McCain. Globalist. He was no patriot. Paul Ryan, same thing. Bush, same thing. If you are truly a patriot, you're not allowing uh, a shutdown or a concern with the second wave. It's the second wave of the flu. There's no other way to look at this. If you're truly a red state, the virus doesn't trump the Constitution. All of these rules that they're putting out are unconstitutional. You get a ticket, it's going to get thrown out. They can't enforce this shit. It directly violates the Constitution of the United States, therefore making it illegal. Just because it's a law, it's not even a law, but if they made it a law, it's illegal. You cannot trump the Constitution. I don't care if you vote on it. If it doesn't fit the framework of our Constitution, it's illegal in America. That's simple. Nothing none of these rules. Wearing a mask can't make people do it. Can't. It's virtually the same thing as forcing people to get a vaccination. Really is. There's people who are going to die from wearing these masks. Going to happen. It causes pleurisy. It's not good for you. They know it's not good for you. And you're seeing a uptick in areas that are asking for it. It's not legal. Don't put up with it. Don't play the game. Okay. All right. Let's see. Got for questions here. Where are we at here? Oh boy. Already gone an hour. Wow. Jerry would quit his job if he could retire. Okay, Jerry, you're going to be able to pretty soon. Tina, how you doing? Yeah, I'm not switching to Parlor, guys. We're going to stay here because this is where the bodies are. They want us on Parlor to get less of a voice. Don't fall for it. Roxanne, how you doing? Tessie, hello. Cecil, Mike Jan, man. If you need colloidal silver or colloidal copper, get it from Mike Jan, man. It's like 25% of what it costs you. It's GNC, good quality stuff. He'll ship it right to you. Yeah, that is true. Roxanne says masks are especially dangerous to people with asthma. Chrissy, how you doing? Stephanie, hello. Roy, what's up? We're going to have our own schools. It's going to be a little bit different, more like trade schools. Raylyn, how you doing? Lena, hello. You're welcome, Lena. Jerry says he had the virus in March. What about Gary, your twin? What the hell? What am I at here? Oh, sorry guys. I'm off track here. Hollywood politician, yeah, pedo's in the news. It's coming. John, how you doing? Cheryl, hello. Patricia, hello. Diane, hello. Tina's sister-in-law, first grade teacher, dreading this school year. I don't think it's going to be as bad because I think by the time we get to September, the picture is going to be a lot clearer. So we'll see how that plays out. Dennis, what's up? The hell. No volume. Can everybody hear me okay? I heard about it by now. Uh, Mike? Okay, I'm not going there. Rosie, what's up? Jerry wants to find a rich woman with lots of silver and Litecoin, with no drama or jealousy. Good luck with that. Oh boy, where am I at here? School board, one person proceed on school bus. Oh Jesus, none of that's going to happen, Tina. I don't see that happening. Listen, remember, there's a lot of things that they would like to happen. Doesn't mean they're going to happen. 90% of them aren't going to happen. Maybe 95. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I honestly, guys, until we get this thing straightened out, I wouldn't be sending my kids to public school right now. Laura, how you doing? Chelsea, hello. Chelsea's going to homeschool next year. Good job, Chelsea. I know everybody can't do it, guys, but if you could, I mean, I think that's the best thing right now. And this is going to, I think President Trump will get this turned around pretty quick, but the sooner we get rid of the Department of Education, the better. Laura's son graduated this year. That's a load off. I'm glad my kids were long done. I didn't have to worry about this. Well, they kind of got my youngest daughter. She'll come around. Yeah. Legal and lawful. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd have to look at that closer, but like I said, just because it's a law doesn't mean it's legal. And the thing is, most police officers should be using better discretion, because you take an oath to uphold the Constitution. They should not be enforcing these illegal. No way they get me to. You have an obligation once you take that oath. You can't go along with that crap. It's like any of these laws in California regarding the Second Amendment. I'd never enforce a one of them. And here's the other thing that's happening on Facebook is when you guys are commenting, I'm getting like the same comments over and over again, at least a couple of times. So I don't know. Roy, how you doing? Eddie was late. No worries. Deborah, how you doing? Eddie has 2 rounds of silver coming. Got 2 more Litecoin. Good job, Eddie. Keep buying, guys. Keep buying. Yeah, well, we're already going to do that, Lena. We're going to have one of the first projects for the Watchmen is going to be a ranch where we're going to teach kids, especially underprivileged kids, ranching, farming, um, welding, teach mechanics, um, plumbers, carpenters, skills that they can use, be proud of. They can get paid instead of spending 70,000 on college and not being able to find a job. We're going to teach kids skills that they can use, skills that are needed, sadly needed today. Yeah, anybody, if you know how to get these repeat comments, let me know. I don't know if it's something that I've done but it just started like last week, I think. I'll tell you, it's amazing to see these, rodeos. We always had, we'd be in big cities sometimes, and it happened all over, even in the rural areas. I was surprised how many kids, when you see a kid, get on a horse for the first time or pet a horse, they just light up. It does something for kids. We need to get back to that. We've really screwed the last couple of generations here with what we've allowed. And we talk about the kids being brainwashed, but that's our fault too. We can't blame it on these kids because the adults allowed that shit to happen. So we got to cut these kids some slack and help them get through this. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get rid of a lot of the globalist uh, inspired rules and regulations around hiring, and we're going to weed through a lot of the crap. Okay, guys, that's all the questions for tonight. Um, keep pushing. Red pill and prepare. Don't be distracted. Keep pushing till the end. Not much time. Days or weeks. Got to finish strong, guys. I'm going to end it there with our prayer. For God and country, amen. I'll see you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.